Imagine transferring files between computers, before cloud storage, before Google Drive, before even the modern internet looked the way it does today. That's where FTP comes in, the protocol that becomes the foundation of the file sharing across networks. Websites, servers, backups, hacking labs, Linux machines, FTP has been quietly powering file transfer for decades. But how does it actually work? Is it secure? Or why do cybersecurity professionals still need to understand it today? In this video, we will break down FTP in the simplest way possible, exploring how FTP is used in the real world, any types, how it works behind the scenes, and how you can create your own FTP server in Cisco Packet Tracer. By the end of this video, you will have a complete understanding of how file transfer protocol works from the ground up. FTP stands for File Transfer Protocol. It's a networking protocol used to transfer files from one computer to another across a network. FTP works using a client-server model. The FTP server stores and hosts the files, which the FTP client connects to the server to interact with those files. Using FTP, a client can download files, upload files, delete files, rename files, manage directories, and more. Back in the early days of the internet, FTP was extremely popular for sharing files, downloading software, drivers, games, and other resources from servers or even from friends. Today, FTP is not used as commonly as before because more secure and modern alternatives exist. However, it is still widely used in areas like network management, website hosting, web development, server administration, backup system, and internal enterprise networks. So even though FTP is an older protocol, understanding how it works is still very important in networking and cybersecurity. Now that we have a basic understanding of what FTP is, let's look at how FTP actually works behind the scenes. FTP uses the TCP protocol for communication. That means, before any files are transferred, the client and the server first need to establish a reliable connection using something called the TCP three-way handshake. The process starts when the client sends a sync packet, the server responds with a sync ACK packet, and finally, the client sends back an acknowledgement. Once this handshake is completed, a stable connection is established between the client and the FTP server. Now FTP actually uses two separate connections, a control connection or data connection. The control connection is responsible for handling commands and instructions between the client and the server, such as logging in, requesting files, uploading files, or deleting files. This connection usually uses port 21. When it's time to actually transfer files, FTP creates a second connection called the data connection. Now FTP can create this connection in two different ways, that is active mode and passive mode. In active mode, the server initiates the data connection back to the client. The problem is that modern firewalls often block this incoming connection for security reasons. That's why passive mode is more commonly used today. In passive mode, the client initiates the connection itself, allowing the firewall to safely permit the communication. Now let's talk about one of the biggest weaknesses of traditional FTP, that is security. FTP was designed long before modern cybersecurity became important, so it does not encrypt its communication. That means usernames, passwords, and transfer files are sent in plain text across the network. To solve this issue, we use something called FTPS, also known as FTP Secure. FTPS adds SSL/TLS encryption to FTP, protecting the communication between the client and server from attackers. If you want to learn how SSL/TLS encryption works in more detail, you can check out my HTTP versus HTTPS video, where I explain SSL/TLS step by step. You may also hear about another protocol called SFTP. Although the name sounds similar, SFTP is completely different from FTP. SFTP is actually based on the SSH protocol and uses SSH to securely transfer files between systems. If you want to understand SSH and how secure remote communication works, you can check out my SSH video. Finally, there is another lightweight protocol called TFTP, which stands for Trivial File Transfer Protocol. Unlike FTP, TFTP uses UDP port 69 and is designed to be simple and lightweight. It does not include features like authentication or encryption, so it's mainly used inside local networks for simple file transfer and network device management. After we learned about FTP and how it works, let's understand it through the demo by configuring a FTP server in Cisco Packet Tracer. First of all, we will configure a FTP client and the FTP server, and then we will create a file on PC and upload it to the server, and also retrieve this file from another PC. So let's build a network topology. Look at the bottom left. You will find network devices. Here you can find router. Place it in the workspace. Then again click switches. Here you can find switch. Place it also in the workspace. Now click on end devices. You can find a server. Click on that and place it in the workspace. Now add 2 PCs. Now let's connect all of this. Click on the lightning icon and here click on the first lightning icon and connect all of the components of the topology. You can click on the fast forward time to make the connection faster. Now let's configure the PCs. Click on PC 0, go to desktop and then click on IP configuration. And let's give the IP address as 192.168.1.2. Then click on the subnet max. It will automatically fill up the subnet max. And then the default gateway will be 192.168.1.1. Then close this. Again, open the PC1, desktop, IP configuration and give the IP before address as 192.168.1.3. Here is the subnet mask and the default gateway is 192.168.1.1. Then close this too. Now rename the server as FTP Server. I will open up the FTP Server, go to desktop, IP configuration and give the IP before address as 10.10.10.1 and give the subnet mask and the default gateway will be 10.10.10.0. Close this. Now let's configure router. So I will open router, go to config tab. As we can see, the router is connected to switch through FA1/0. So go to the interface section. In section, go to fast Ethernet 1/0. Turn on the port status. Give the IP before address as the default gateway address of the PC, which is 192.168.1.1 and the subnet mask. And the server is connected to router through FA0/0. So go to FA0/0. Turn on the port status and give the IP before address as the default gateway of the server, which is 10.10.10.0 and the subnet mask. Close this. Now let's configure the FTP. So go to FTP Server, go to Services. In that service section, go to FTP, turn on the service and we need to set up the user. So we need to give the username and the password. Cisco has already defined the username, password and the permission. So let's define a new username. I will give it as a Firebender and give the password as test. And I will give the permission write, read, delete, rename and list. Click on add. Close this. So let's verify FTP in the PC. So I will open up the PC0 and we need to create a text using text editor here. So open this up. So I leave some message here is hello hackers. We need to save this. Press Ctrl+S to save this file. Enter the file name as ftp.txt. Click on OK and close this. Now open up the command prompt. Type the command dir to know what are the files are there in this directory in PC0. So we have created FTP text as you can see here. So let's run the FTP server in PC. For that, you need to type the FTP command, that is FTP and the IP address of the FTP server, which is 10.10.10.1. Now it is trying to connect. We need to give the username. Username will be Firebender and we need to give the password, that is test. And now we are logged into the FTP server. So let's see what are the files are there in the FTP server. Type dir. So these are the files which are in the FTP server. Now we need to upload our ftp.txt file in the server. For that, the command is put in the file name file name will be ftp.txt. The file will be transferred. So the file transfer is completed. Now let's check it. Type dir. So as you can see here, your file has been transferred. So let's check it in the other PC, that is PC1. I will close this. So open up the PC1, click on the command prompt. So we need the address of the FTP server, that is 10.10.10.1. And the username will be Firebender. And the password will be test. So let's check that file ftp.txt whether it is in the FTP server or not. Type dir. So it's there. Now we have to retrieve this file in PC1. For that, we need to give a command as get and the file name, that is ftp.txt. Then press enter. After this, the file will be downloaded and saved in the PC's directory. Let's check that file is downloaded or not. Type dir. So we can see the FTP file is retrieved in this PC. Now, I will close this and I will open the PC0 and command prompt. So let's delete that file in the FTP server. For that, we will use the command as delete ftp.txt. The file will be removed. Let's check that. Type dir. So we can see there is no FTP file here. So the command worked. So in this way, we can configure our FTP server in Cisco Packet Tracer. And that's how FTP works. From understanding file transfers and FTP connections to security risks, secure alternatives, and finally configuring a working FTP server inside Cisco Packet Tracer. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to check out my SSH explain video and my TCP/IP model playlist to build a stronger networking foundation. If this video helped you, make sure to like, subscribe and share the channel. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Until then, enjoy networking.